Have you been feeling lost lately? Disconnected from your old life, your old self, like you're waking up from a dream you didn't even know you were in? You're not broken. You're not going crazy. Carl Jung would say, you're awakening spiritually. And here are the signs you've been ignoring. You can't explain it to anyone, but you feel it. Something is changing inside you, quietly, mysteriously. A shift that can't be seen, but can't be denied. People talk about goals, careers, routines, but none of it seems real to you anymore. You crave something deeper, not louder, just truer. Carl Jung called this the beginning of individuation, the awakening of the self. And it doesn't start with light. It starts with confusion. You feel disoriented, like your soul is trying to remember something, but the memory is buried under years of conditioning. And while others are chasing dopamine, you're looking for meaning. You start noticing strange patterns. You think of someone and they call. A phrase repeats across songs, dreams, and random conversations. You keep seeing the same number, the same symbol, the same silence between the noise. Jung called this synchronicity, when the unconscious uses the external world to speak to you. No, you're not imagining it. Your unconscious mind is trying to break through, to speak in symbols because words are too small for the truth it carries. And if you ignore these signs, they won't stop. They'll grow louder, more persistent, more disruptive. Because awakening doesn't wait for your comfort. It waits for your attention. You begin to isolate, not out of sadness, but out of necessity. The noise of the world becomes unbearable. The fake smiles, the empty conversations, the constant pretending. You're not antisocial, you're healing. Jung wrote, loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to you. You don't want to isolate, but the superficial world no longer fits the depth you're sinking into. You feel like a diver in the ocean, while everyone else is playing in the shallow end. And here's the truth Jung hinted at. The deeper you go, the fewer voices you'll hear. But the ones that remain, they're real. Your dreams change. They become more vivid, more symbolic, sometimes even terrifying. You see strangers with your face. You argue with people who don't exist. You wake up shaken, confused. Jung believed the dream world is where the unconscious speaks most clearly. And during spiritual awakening, it doesn't whisper, it screams. You start confronting the shadow, the parts of yourself you've buried, rejected, or denied. Anger, shame, desire, pain, all the things you were taught to hide, now rise to the surface like ghosts refusing to stay dead. But this isn't destruction, it's reintegration. To awaken spiritually is to reclaim every piece of yourself, especially the ones you've been told were wrong, because your wholeness lives in the broken pieces. In the silence, you begin to hear it, a voice, not loud, but unmistakably yours, not your ego, not your fear, but something deeper. Carl Jung called this the self, the totality of your being hidden behind masks you didn't know you were wearing. This voice doesn't command, it invites to rest, to listen, to feel again. You realize your soul has been speaking to you your whole life. You just never slowed down enough to hear it. And then something strange happens. You start letting go, not of people, but of roles. The achiever, the caretaker, the performer, the version of you that made everyone else comfortable. You stop performing and start existing. And it feels like dying, but it's not death, it's rebirth. As Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And to do that, the false self must fall away. It hurts, not because it's wrong, but because it's real. Real growth is loss. Real transformation is grief. You're not just changing, you're being reborn. One day, you wake up, and the world looks the same, but your eyes don't. You still feel pain, but it doesn't define you. You still feel lost, but now you're searching consciously. You begin to live in paradox, strong but soft, alone but connected, wounded but healing. You realize that awakening isn't a destination. It's a return dash to wholeness, to your essence, to the part of you that was never broken, only buried. So if you've been feeling the signs, the dreams, the isolation, the ache, the symbols, you're not alone. You're awakening, slowly, spiritually, truthfully. And in the words of Carl Jung, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. This is not the end. It's the beginning of you, the real you. Welcome home.